What is up, handsome gamers? Relric here, and today I'm bringing you guys a PBE video, basically my view on all the changes that have been announced today on Reddit and on the League of Legends website. Basically, maybe those changes were announced a week ago, a day ago, depending on when you're going to be watching this video. So much stuff is coming. By the way, I want to apologize for not making any videos since my last Nidalee video. It's my last League video, and basically the reason why I haven't done that is because those changes were announced, because the season is coming to an end. I didn't really want to make a video that's going to be irrelevant and basically expired in just a few weeks. So I'm going to wait until the PBE changes that are live right now go on the servers, go on the live servers on the 11th, and then start making hopefully a bunch of videos on my thoughts on the changes, how, which champions are good, etc, etc. So I'll start making more videos when that patch comes live on the servers during the preseason. Alright, that being said, let's move on to the actual changes. You saw there a little bit earlier the actual new champion select. I am a huge fan of this champion select. So basically how it works, for those of you who have no clue about the changes, now you get to choose 2 lanes before you enter any game, before you enter any champion select or any queue whatsoever. And when you do get into the queue, you're basically queued as 2 different roles, right? So for me, I'll say I'm going to play jungle and top, and then when you get in the game, when you get with your teammates, you're going to randomly you're going to pick one of these 2 roles, and then you'll be able to tell your teammates which champions you intend on playing. So a very dynamic champion select that I believe is going to be changing the game dramatically. Personally, this is one of the changes that I've been waiting for so long. It's one of the biggest changes, I think, in all the changes that are coming to the game, because as someone who plays solo queue all the time, my biggest concern is always, this anxiety that I have every time I enter the queue, that maybe I'm going to be last pick, maybe I'm not going to get to play my champion, my lane, there are going to be some flamers, people that are trolling. All these things now are completely irrelevant. Now you enter the game, you already have the role that you want to play, everybody's playing champions they know that they're good at, and so the experience right from the get-go is going to be much, much, much better. At least in ranks and normals as well. But this system now, what they're saying is that it's going to come live on the normal queues first, then the ranked games. I really hope that the ranked queue is going to come almost as soon as the season starts. For me, that's almost a necessity. I really, really want it. Again, I've been trying it out on the PBE, and it's quite nice. The queue times are a little bit long, but maybe they can get that fixed before it goes live. Next is going to be the new ranked queue system, which is making so many people angry. There's a backlash right now on the social media, on Reddit, everywhere. People are complaining that this is going to ruin League of Legends once and for all. And I'm here to talk to you guys about why I think this change, first of all, is not as big as people think, and also why it could have a lot of good possibilities, coming out with this new system. So what it is basically Riot is replacing solo queue with what they're calling dynamic queue, allowing you to queue with 3 people, 4 people, or even 5 people. So no longer are you just able to duo with 1 person. You can duo with basically as many people as you want, and it's going to be the same queue as the current solo queue. The only thing is basically if you're queuing with 3 people or 4 people or 5 people, your chances, basically your 95% chances is that you're going to be playing against the group of basically the exact same as you. So if you're in a group of 3, you'll most likely be matched against a group of 3, and a group of 4, exactly, like etc, etc. So what people are complaining about is they're saying that basically now elo boosting is going to be really easy, which I think is stupid. I mean, elo boosting has been there since the beginning of this game, since Season 1, and it's not going away anytime soon. So I don't think saying this is going to make it easier is going to solve any problem, or just even considering this as a problem to me is stupid, because it's like elo boosting is a reality whether this system is there or not. So I don't think you can complain about the system itself by saying it's going to promote elo boosting. I don't know. I just think this is a stupid point. I'm going to move on to another point, which is a bigger concern in my opinion. and that is that people say that the skill level of solo queue is going to go down dramatically. Now, I can see why people are saying this, because everyone knows someone who is in a way higher Elo 5s ranked than they are in solo queue. My friends list is full of people in Challenger in ranked 5s that are actually low diamond in solo queue. And one might say that, being Challenger in ranks 5 is much easier than being Challenger in solo queue, because there's so many different skills you need for these two things. And that is the biggest concern that everybody has. I'll agree. First of all, I'll agree that this is a concern that, maybe people who aren't really good with the current system are going to get better or are going to get higher Elo than they would have in this current system. But now I'm going to argue whether that's a good or a bad thing. By the way, in the background, you're seeing me here play with Buff ADC, which is I'm a cutie pie. I got on his stream. I got to play with him in a game. It was great fun. Now, moving on. So I'm going to explain to you guys why I don't think this is a bad thing. The current system, right? So what people are complaining, or basically they're saying that solo queue right now is the best indication of skill that is possible, which I will say, no way. Everybody has been complaining since Season 1 that ranked is unfair, that blah blah blah, promotions are bullshit, that they promote toxicity, that you shouldn't have to do promotions between divisions and whatnot, and blah blah blah. And everybody's been complaining about this thing, Elo Hell, MMR, all these things. And now that they're actually making a change, people are complaining about it. I don't really get it. Solo queue, in my opinion, is really not a good indication of your skill. Look at Balls, perfect example. He got Diamond 2 on EU West, and people were flaming him at Worlds and all these things, and yet he got a pentakill against a world-class team, against world-class players, and was able to hold his own. You could tell this guy is a world-class player, and yet he's stuck in Diamond 2. Don't tell me the ladder is the best, indication of someone's skill, because that's just not true. Solo queue right now definitely promotes good mechanics, people who are good with specific champions, and maybe cheese wins or get early kills and snowball, TPs to carry other lane, TFs, Pantheon, a lot of globals because people want to carry other people's lanes. Again, these are things that are currently promoted by the system. Are these the only skills in League of Legends? No way. I mean, look at Worlds, look at the pro scene. All these things that these pro players do, we don't do. Team compositions, team shot calling, communication, all these things are completely irrelevant in the current ranked system, and this new system is going to promote it. You're going to be able to play with people, with friends, get a good team comp, practice these things, practice all these very important things, and someone who's able to get Challenger in a team, in my opinion, is just as good at League of Legends than the guy who can solo queue and get Challenger. He is just as good. He's probably not good in the same areas, right? Maybe he's not as good mechanically. Maybe he's not as good at carrying the team, if you will, like playing a jungler that's carry, or maybe he's not as good as at these things, but I'm pretty sure the guy who can get Challenger in a team is better at something else than the guy in Challenger and solo queue can get, right? Again, just the points that I'm making: shot calling, team composition, picking champions that work well with his teammates, working with the team, all these things that are really important in League of Legends. So in my opinion, this is not going to make the skill level worse. It's only going to help the people who are better at different things get higher elo, because right now you can't get higher elo if you're good at shot calling but aren't good mechanically. And in my opinion, you should be able to be rewarded by the system for being good at such an important thing that is shot calling and making good team comp and all these things, rather than just being good mechanically. That's my point on this thing. And now let's move on to something else, which is the ADC changes. Alright, so a lot of the ADCs have been changed, and it's making people go nuts as well, but I think most people are happy about the changes. I'm also pretty happy. I think the changes are really nice. Most ADCs have like a really nice mechanics. Like look at Corki, for example, and the rock he can get from the base, and Caitlyn and Kog'Maw and all. Like Graves is the biggest one, I think. A lot of great changes. I haven't played on PB enough to give you guys like a full insight on this, so maybe in the next video I'll be able to do that. but I think so far what I've seen is really fun. It's not necessarily overpowered. I've been able to do great on Nidalee, as you can probably see from the background footage, not having any issue carrying or doing my thing. Now let's talk about the new items, actually, because again, I wish I could spend more time on ADCs, but I haven't played any of them since I don't really play ADC, and I haven't really paid attention to that. Just kind of wanted to say that, you know, ADCs have gotten a lot of changes. The itemization for ADC has changed a lot, and I think a lot of people are happy. And if you're an ADC main, you probably are really excited for Season 6, and you should be. Item changes. There are really a bunch of new, really cool items added to the game that are making the game completely different than it is right now. I mean, we're seeing the Magi Soul Stealer completely reworked. I mean, the way the stacks work, you can stack to 25. It's much easier to stack as well, in my opinion. And all these changes, there are new jungle items, new jungle starting items. There are no more mana potions, etc. So there's a bunch of changes for items. Probably the biggest change is items. I mean, they changed so many of them. Brought new ones, removed some items. So a lot of changes going on right now. I'm not sure this is final, so I'm not going to go too much in depth, but my first feeling is that this is great. There's really a lot of really fun stuff to play with right now. So I'm happy about the new changes to items, definitely. Final 2 points. I'm going to talk about Nidalee specifically. For those of you like me that really enjoy her as a champion, I was really scared because the no mana potions, I mean, I buy 15 mana potions in a game right now, and for me that was a really important thing. So no mana potions, is that a big deal or is it not? So far I've actually found that no, it's not a big deal. It just kind of changes the way you play a little bit, but you don't really notice it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Not only that, but there's a new potion that you can get, like an elixir, that really helps you in the jungle early game and also gives you a little bit of mana as well. And it's a great item that you should definitely pick up. You get stacks for killing big monsters, so you're farming your jungle, you're getting more potions, and you can basically stay in the jungle forever as Nidalee and just farm, and you're getting so much gold. So yeah, Nidalee definitely viable in my opinion in the new game. I mean, there's so many changes coming, and I can't tell you if it's gonna work when the game actually comes out or like the patch comes out and whatnot, but currently it's working fine for me. Moving on to my final point, which is actually a little bit, you know, in complementary to what I've just been talking about, and is all the changes to gold income and kind of how the game is going to be playing out. Riot has stated they want the games to last 20 to 25 minutes or something like that, way shorter than the games that we're used to right now. And I've got to say, they're doing a great job, because so far I've only had one game over 35 minutes on the PBE. All the other games I've had have been 20, 25, even shorter than 20 minutes in some games. And that is due to a multitude of different changes. And I feel like you get so much gold in like the new game. I don't know if it's just me because I'm getting a lot of kills or whatnot, but I can get full build much quicker than before. And also I've been noticing that I level much quicker than before as well. I mean, I usually get level 15 or 20 or sorry, 15 or 20, 15 or 17 or 18 by 30 minutes. I mean, this is insane. It's really fun, and it's making the games much more fast-paced. It's making every decision you're taking at every stage of the game really important. So definitely enjoying this kind of new fast-paced style that they want to push onto the game. I'm not sure about the specifics of the changes. I know that shutdown gold, for example, is global or something like that. So there are a lot of changes that they're working on right now. But just know that they're going to make the games shorter than before. And in my opinion, that's also a great change, because nobody really enjoys the long games. You want to play as many games as you can, especially when you're trying to play solo queue and grinding and getting up. It's really fun to be able to squeeze in, you know, 2 or 3 games in an hour. Like in an hour or two, be able to squeeze as many games as you can and just kind of play a lot of them, because the more you play, the more fun you have, the more practice you can get in. And everybody knows that, you know, 40-minute games are kind of, I personally don't really like them. Maybe some of you do, but I didn't like them, so I'm happy this change is coming live. So those were my thoughts on the PBE changes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that I haven't really gone into specifics. I will link into the description below the links that you can look at to actually look at all the changes very, very specifically. They're on the website, League of Legends website right now. And so if you want to read about it, I completely recommend it. I've gone through all the changes. Really, really a lot of fun stuff. If you want to look at all the new items, the masteries. Oh, well, I didn't even talk about the masteries, but they changed them as well. So yeah, I'll link that below, and you can just go check that out for yourself. I'll see you guys very soon, and hopefully I can bring out some fun footage from the PBE for you guys to enjoy. And I'd like you guys to post in the comments below which changes would you like to have me cover or talk about in further videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you very soon.